welcome to this week's Courier Star Diaries. Today I am in Glee with Stevie English of Stevie English Hair. Now they are recent winners at the Hair Expo 2009 and he's going to offer you some tips on hair during this winter.
Thank you, Rochelle. For me, any time of the year, especially here in Australia, I guess my first tip would always be treatments. You've got to look after your hair. The more you treat your hair, the more moisture you put into your hair, the better it's going to be. Because we get a lot of colour fading and stuff like that in this country, because of the UV and the light. So treatments, good shampoo and conditioner. Always see your hairdresser. Yeah.
What is a treatment that you always use, you could swear by?
I would probably go straight into the award-winning O&M.
Yep.
They won at the Australian Hairdressing Awards. So not the Expo, the one before that, but they won Best New Treatment, Best New Product.
Yep. And
yeah, that I do not know anyone who doesn't have that and that doesn't love it.
Now, what do women usually come in? What's the number one problem women have when they come into your salon and they go, help?
Being a colourist, I guess it's probably going to be a little bit of colour. I mean, often people are either misdiagnosed or what they're told or what their previous hairdressers have said is not quite right. So maybe the hair's either a little bit long or a bit heavy in certain areas, so it doesn't suit their shapes or face shapes and things like that. And
just say for women with curly hair who seem to have the most trouble, what advice would you give them?
Again, any woman with curly hair, it's all about moisture. The reason curly hair goes frizzy is either overcolouring, and the other one is dehydration. And to get a beautiful, and really now, if you look at from Italian Vogue and all the things running through, it's a lot of movement back and it's not dead straight. It's a lot about its texture. So really that is really current. So trying to work with curl, really hydrating it, using really good products that do not dehydrate, because a lot of products have alcohol in, so a lot of that aren't great for the hair, aren't great for the environment, but also dehydrate and dry the hair out and make it look brittle and dry and not very nice. We want luscious looking hair, but yeah, just well conditioned, well treated. You know, long gone are the times when 80s where we had sort of big curly hair, but it was always dry and horrible, and you know, and I was just hairdressing then. So
what would you say is the colour of the season?
I think anytime you kind of go into autumn, winter, you're always looking at, it's always a bit warmer. Yeah. It's always looking a little bit darker as well. And again, living in Sydney, in Australia, I think we have a really blonde culture. And there's not one thing that's a trend, I think. But you do see, for autumn and winter, people do sort of richen up their colours and go a little bit darker. So I mean, I think that's quite current now.
Okay, perfect. Any other tips you want to offer our readers?
Love your hairdresser.
I agree with that one. Now, thanks for joining in this week's Courier Star Diaries, and I'd love to thank Stevie for having us here today and
thank you.
Showing us around. See you next week.
Thanks, Rochelle.